Here's a very quick video just to show you how to download an MP3 and bring it in to Ableton to use with your pushpad. So firstly, I've got Ableton open, I've got a new live set, and I have actually gone to YouTube and chosen the Nepalese national anthem, and I've copied the video URL, right-clicking and choosing copy. I've then pasted that in to this YT2 converter here. Or a similar one would probably be fine. Just be aware some of them have spyware or that kind of thing. So don't go clicking random links around the place. Back to Ableton now. So I've got here 2 MIDI tracks and 2 audio tracks, but I'm actually only going to use 1 MIDI and 1 audio. So I'm actually going to click up here and hit delete. And on the audio as well, delete. Now on the audio track, I'm going to go to the samples area and throw in a bit of an 80s beat in that first slot. And that actually adjusted the tempo to 90 beats per minute to match that sample, which sounds like this. Great. Then what I'm going to do in the MIDI track is we're going to bring in an instance of the simpler, which is a simple sampler in Ableton. So drag that simpler straight onto the MIDI track there. And it says to drop a sample here. So I'm going to get my downloads folder up and I'm going to drop that MP3 file onto the simpler. Now I've got an Ableton pushpad here and I could start to play something. That's what it sounds like if I hold one key, but it's actually got it in there and changing pitch. It's in classic mode. What we want to do is slice mode. Now, I'm actually going to just expand it, toggle the expanded view here. That way we've got a bit more screen real estate to work with. I could even move this over a bit and move that up a bit. Now, this magnifying glass here, I can zoom in by clicking and then holding down to zoom in. And I can also move across by holding and moving left and right. So here you'll see when I hit the first pad on my push device, it's playing that first little slice. Now, you see it's sliced. The second slice is just the end of the first note. So what I want to actually do is double click on this little sliced line and remove it. And the second one. Now I could tweak that just so you don't get a bit of that other note playing. So it tends to just sort of, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is actually set the mode to gate mode. What that's going to actually do is if I just push the button briefly, it's really short, whereas in the trigger mode, the whole thing will actually play. So I'm just hitting that quickly, but it's actually playing a lot longer. Whereas in gate mode, I'm holding, all right? Or quick hits. Anyway, enough of that. I kind of like that one. That's a good sound. Now those two are pretty cool. Now I'm going to remember those 2 keys and hit record up here. Cool, and I've come up with a little idea there. If I double click on that, you'll see it's got them in there as MIDI notes. So if I actually hit play over here on the master or on either of these 2 tracks, clips there. Cool, I like that. Let's come into a new slot here. If you want to view the sampler again, I can just double click on the track itself and that brings back the slice information. Now that's a cool one. Now I can adjust my zoom because I want to be able to sort of see and tweak any of these slices if I need to. So where are we? Now I like those 4. Cool, so I'm going to get my fingers over the top of those, like it's in position for a keyboard, and I'm going to just try and make some stuff up with this. Cool, so a bit of exploring, a bit of experimenting. You could come in, and if I didn't like the end, or I wanted to just make it a 4-bar loop, I can adjust the endpoints of that. But hopefully that gives you some ideas. So I've got my so there's 2 different ideas there. Cool. I reckon that's enough of a quick look at how to do it. But as I mentioned, you can go in and you can be sliding those bits around. If you don't like the borders of those, you can tweak them. All right. You can even actually start, instead of slice by transient, you might choose to go manual.